See, of a true, e really be like say you dey smoke igbo. E be like say you dey smoke igbo. Because if you no dey smoke igbo, all those rubbish wey you talk this morning, if you no talk am, e be like say wait, come, e be like say the igbo don already enter your head. Na make you dey think backwards so. E be like say the igbo don already enter your head. Na make you dey think backwards so because if you no dey smoke igbo, all those rubbish wey you talk this morning, if you no go talk am, dey hear so. Dey already talk say you be drug baron. And maybe na the one wey you say remain so, na you dey kpo so. You dey smoke igbo. Na make you dey think backward. See, e be like say you dey smoke igbo. E be like say you dey smoke igbo. See, if nobody go tell you, I go tell you. You dey smoke igbo. Tinubu, you dey smoke igbo. Because if you no dey smoke igbo, if you no dey think like this, if you no dey think backward, you are taking us backward. You dey smoke igbo. Na the igbo wey don enter your head so, na make you dey think like this. Dey already talk say you be drug baron. E be like na from the ones wey you don say remain, na from those ones you still go dey collect when you dey push to dey post so. Let me dey think backward because when you don smoke the igbo, you go dey think like smoke. Because if you no dey smoke igbo, all those things wey you talk this morning, today democracy day, if you no talk am, there are some stupid things wey you talk this morning wey make me look you. I say this president, he no know he left from him right. All days just dwindle his brain. Your brain is dwindled. So okay, more we go exercise your age now for age sake. See how you dey talk. You dey talk like who escape imbecility. Oga presidency na by force. Must you rule? How can you be in power and you are still struggling to get power? How? Tell us how. How can you be in power and you are still struggling to get power? Tell us. Tell us. All these don't enter you. Go and sit down and die. Ancestor die and let the younger generation rise. Because for this country, go ask for proper people to rise. You dey smoke igbo. President Tinubu, you dey smoke igbo. You dey smoke igbo. Tinubu, you dey smoke igbo. What dey worry you? Now every day you will fool yourself. See all the rubbish when you just come and talk this morning. I cannot blame you. I blame Sheyi. Because if Sheyi gets sense, na papa age supposed to be president. If they fight you to come up for seats so that younger generation like him feel rule. I know they thought say if Sheyi come and call contest and vote for him because that one I idiot too. Na big fool dey there. Na mature fool dey there. Now my father is driving this country to the perfect direction. Oga, tell him make a pack. All of us will come down. We not dey follow and go anywhere. We go nowhere with him. Must he be a president? Is it by force? Is it by force to rule? See the useless things where you talk. Okay, let me start from the court and the legislative. Oga, tell us again. Okay, what's the useless man talk for court and legislative?
Addresses the nation. Mr. President.
Fellow Nigerians, today we celebrate democracy and the enduring Nigerian spirit. For 27 unbroken years, since May 29, 1999, Nigerians have chosen their leaders through the ballot, witnessed peaceful transition of power, and resolved disagreement in courtrooms and legislative chambers, not through violence. We have experienced the longest stretch of civilian rule in our history. Our democracy is not perfect, but it is ours, and we must continue to defend and strengthen it. In the coming days, Ekiti and Osun states will hold elections. I urge INEC, security agencies, and all parties to ensure these polls are peaceful and credible. Democracy fails when citizens doubt the process. To our National Assembly, judiciary, the press, and civil society, you are the guardrails of our republic. Criticize me, disagree with me, but never stop believing in Nigeria.
Oga, court and legislative when you don't corrupt. In fact, that has been corrupt. There has been. I'm just careful with my tongue. Let me not use the word aeon, so it will look as if it has no time bond. That has been corrupt for more than decades and centuries. Court and legislative, we don't corrupt. All the top officials in the courtroom, you never buy the finish. Which justice they court? Tell me, which justice they court? Peter Obi know why not carry that matter go court with you when you take switch election for your hand. When you take thief election for your hand, you know why not carry that matter go court with you? Because he knows say if he try and he go still lose, despite say he did right and he is supposed to get justice for what he do am. Despite say that one, you know why not grade one? Because you are a swindler and you don't buy all the court. You if you buy annex shema, you if you buy senate shema, that one don't know himself. Now woman, God forbid. God forbid. I know we just talk the past. You don't know himself. You will not buy everybody for the country. You don't go buy King Charles all the way from UK. Now you say justice day for court. Oh God, shut up your mouth. Use court justice day. Now if you get money, you fit take justice. If you not get money, you go with your integrity, with your innocency, you go see go prison. The test everybody where they prison, now commit crime. Some are completely innocent. Not be said enough to defend themselves. They were able to defend themselves with concrete evidence, but no money to bribe judge. Just send them go prison. What are you telling me? The second way you can't talk again, you talk of INEC. INEC where you don't bribe. Senate district where you don't bribe. The legislative, I don't know the Senate. You don't be you and Apabio, not be the same leg on trousers on the wear. Not be the same juju where call Apabio. Not be say corruption where call Apabio. Not be say the same rope na town na too. Then you can say the INEC. Oga, see that your investment mat, you go clean am. You go clean am. Because that kind of mat, I believe say when you sleep, I to God will make me. I just imagine how you go be for early morning when you wake up. And Tinubu, if you dey sleep, you go dey snore. And I get the full concrete belief say you go dey talk from dream. And when you don't talk from dream, wake up, you go dey snore, dey talk for dream. And when you wake up, now so your mouth go full with spit. And so spit go dry like this. How you tell the way you kiss your wife? How you tell the kiss alone on Tinubu? How you tell the kiss that woman? That woman don't kiss smelly Mataya. God help me. Tinubu. I dab for you. See, Tinubu, take am. I dab for you. Tinubu, take am. No, Tinubu, take this one. I best for you. I got dab for you. They try. Make I give you again. Tinubu, come. Take am. I best for you. I got dab for you. I dab for you. They try. They try. Tinubu. Right on. It's by force to become a president. When you don't know road, president when you don't know road. My father is leading this country to the permanent zone. Tell them make you break when they go. Don't be by force to rule me. I don't go do my voter's card. Then you know. I know they vote for you. But if I not, even if I not get what I go vote for. That's in the law. Tinubu. Then you say, I like that you have vote. Hey, Tinubu, you not try. Nigeria will be great again. Ha! Tinubu. See all what you talk. Tinubu, man, you know, you not try. You not try at all. You not try. If they clap for your back, they tell you say you try. Eh? Those are your ancestors deceiving you. Mm. Those are the people your ancestors are used to deceive you. Oga, now the truth are the talk. You not try. Who do well, I go recommend her. Who not do well, I go scold them. Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you not try. You not get what you do. Okay, Tinubu, wait first. Now you say, see, Oga, the Nigeria solution, now may you, ancestors, and all of your cabinets come up for power so that the younger generation can rule. See, yes, so Tinubu, you, Atiku, what is his name again? You know your people now. You know all of them where they supposed go the other world by this time. All of them where they supposed go the other world by this time. You know them. Call their names. Just wait till they call those names. Just stand up for your speech. Among all the name where you call, if not 10 you call, we hardly hear one. We hardly hear Igbo people or other tribe. The remaining are more of Yoruba and less of Hausa. In the place where you call 10 name, 6 fit be Yoruba, 3 fit be Hausa, 1 fit be Igbo land.
I'm also pleased to announce the national awards to the following Nigerians who suffered persecution, endured indignity, exile, incarceration, and at times solitary confinement so that we have democracy today. Barrister Ayoka Lawani, Tunde Fagbele, Oladele Alake, Olatunji Bello, Louis Odion, Ṣẹ́gun Babatope, Sam Omoseye, Sir Ademola Oshinubi, Bola Bolawole, Lade Boniola, Femi Kusa, Debo Adeniran, Chief Ayo Padokun, Chief Ralph Obiora, Ose Osayode, Barrister Osa Director, Professor Sylvester Odion Akai, Dr. Nwanko Posthumous, Dr. Osage Obayiwana, Joe Oke Odumake, Barrister Titus Mann, Joe Igbokwe, Richard Akeola, Ben Charles Obi, Posthumous, George Umba, Niran Malaolu, Major General Shola Williams, retired, Femi Aborishade, Jenkins Alumona, Gbemiga Ogunleye, Muyiwa Adekaye, Babajide Kolade Otitoju, Ike Okonta. We also recognize the soldiers, Democrats of the June 12 struggle, Major General M.A. Garba, Brigadier General Lawal Jafaru Isa, Colonel Umar Farouk Ahmed, Colonel Sambo Dasuki, Colonel Lawal Gwadabe, Brigadier Jonathan Ndan Temlong, Colonel Musa Shehu, Major General Chris Eze, Major General Aris Dama, Colonel Isa Jibrin, Major General Joseph Oshanopin, Colonel Olusegun Oloruntoba, Olugbede of Gbede Kingdom, Lieutenant Colonel Happy Kevas Bulus, Colonel J. Okai, Colonel Emmanuel Unduboeze, Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Muazu, Brigadier Yaya Abubakar, the current Esunupe, who is already the holder of CFR title. The honored list will be released in the next few days.
Now you just dey call name, dey call name, dey call name. Tinubu now watch. Tinubu, now you talk say we remain hopeful Now you say we remain hopeful for the safe return of our children that was kidnapped. Tinubu, we know they remain hopeful. We are not remaining hopeful. Ever since those children has been kidnapped, Tinubu, what have you done? What move have you made? Eloquent speech will not bring the children back. Now make I tell them, please make una no dey post the way una take dey kill all these bandits. Because if una dey post them, e go dey make dem dey take revenge on those innocent kidnapped people, included with the children and the mature people wey dem don kidnap. Because they have seen some of our people in their captivity. Yes, e go dey make dem dey take advantage of anyone that just catch una execute them in silence. I'm not talking to you, Tinubu. I'm not talking of you. I am talking to citizens and soldiers. Now those one I talk to. I'm coming to you back, Tinubu. Make una dey post all those things. Not to I know say e good oh. I know say e not good oh. E good. At least Nigerian military, you guys are trying. I appreciate and I recommend you people. But please, we should try control these things so that those innocent people out there will not suffer more brutal punishments. Please, back to you, Tinubu. What move have you made ever since the children were kidnapped? Ever since other people, the coppers? Okay, now only the children you know. The coppers, you don't know those ones. The men and women, you don't know those ones. The people where they cut their head, you don't know those ones. The ones they shot to death, you don't know those ones. What move have you made, Tinubu?
Though this year's mood is dampened by the abduction of our children in Yoyo and Bonu, we remain hopeful for their safe return.
But you came here today, you are saying we are hoping. Hoping for what? The Bible said the kingdom of the Lord suffered violence, and only the violent will take it by force. If you haven't made any form of move to go and bring those children back, I'm not talking of deploying military officials, and when they are on their way going, you will still be the one to call the opponents and give them instruction on how they are coming, where they are coming from, on how the mission is all about, the modus of the operation. Those are nonsense. Those are nonsense. Those are nonsense. I'm not talking about those. What move have you made? Bring back our children. We need them back. What move have you made? Tinubu, the statements were very dark man published about you when you were talking about the insecurity that we did not vote for you. Now there's insecurity in town. Now you want us to come and save you. Your first priority as a president, among all your agendas, on the first, okay, let me say all in the top agenda from 1 to 10, the first priority was supposed to be as president. If you can't secure the people, you say we will not vote for you. So now there is insecurity in town. We are calling upon you to come and save us. So if you can't save us, then get out. If you can't rescue us, then go. So number one move have you made? You've not made any move. All you know how to do is to give your eloquent speech.
When I was running as a president, they didn't wanted me. Now, all of a sudden, they want me to rescue them from insecurity.
A viral voice note allegedly linked to President Tinubu is causing serious outrage online. In the audio, a voice believed to be Tinubu allegedly speaks about insecurity in a way many Nigerians are calling disturbing. But here is the big question. Is this a real leak, an AI-generated voice clone, or political propaganda? Listen carefully and say what you observe.
They've been trying to take me out from the position, but it's not possible. And mind you, I'm winning this election. I don't care whatever is happening. Nigeria deserves it. Because when I was running as a president, they didn't wanted me. Now, all of a sudden, they want me to rescue them from insecurity. As of last week, I called Peter Obi to step down for me, but he refused. Now, I'm not begging him again. I will be whatsoever in my mind, and I will make sure the insecurity affects people in Southeast more. Listen, I am going to borrow more and more and more money from World Bank. Try to understand me. I wouldn't like to stop this insecurity because if I do, how will our party be able to raise funds to win elections? Think about it. Even the loans I'm taking is to fund them. Also, I have plan after I'm done with my position as a president.
This voice note is everywhere right now. Is it real? Maybe not. With AI, anyone can clone a voice in seconds. But forget the voice note for a minute. Look at Nigeria with your own eyes. Banditry is still rising. Whole villages in Zamfara, Niger, and Kaduna are paying levies to bandits. The children kidnapped in Oyo are still not home. It's been weeks. The government has said nothing. No updates. Just silence, alleged voice note or not. The suffering is real. Gas is up. Kids are missing. Villages are paying bandits. Pray, but also prepare. 2027 starts now.
Now, you say when you came into power, electricity has been energy, that is the energy material, those things needed for a good electricity has been depreciated to a certain extent that they cannot perform anymore. That 4 million were lost. Tinubu, okay, we agree. Say you now made some actions towards it. Tinubu, where the lights? You made actions towards it to make things start working again. Tinubu now, you don't make action towards the thing now for the for there to be a good energy flow. Tinubu with the lights.
By 2023, when we came on board, the electricity sector was characterized by chronic generation shortfalls and unreliable gas supply and transmission infrastructure so fragile that they could not evacuate available power. Distribution companies were burdened by massive losses and a metering deficit of over 4 million. Worst of all, the value chain was drowning in legacy debt. The result was a sector that generated less than 13,500 megawatts installed capacity, a sector that transmitted less than it generated, distributed less than it transmitted, and collected revenue far below what it needed to sustain itself. To address the problem besetting the sector, I signed the Electricity Act, which grants state authority to generate, transmit, and distribute power. The Presidential Power Sector Task Force is working hard to reduce the metering deficit. It has also been authorized to raise 4 trillion bond to settle verified legacy debts. Rural Electrification Agency, supported by the World Bank and the African Development Bank, has deployed off-grid and mini-grid power to underserved communities, universities, markets, and hospitals. Electricity is a democratic dividend we owe every Nigerian. We intend to deliver it. Across the country, infrastructure projects are connecting producers to markets and creating opportunities for the enterprise and employment.
Why you dey lie? Why you dey lie? Okay now, do not make any move. You just sit down and you say you are hoping for the children to come. What genuine move have you made? Nothing. Now, when you told King Charles III, the monarch of UK, about the insecurity in Nigeria, what efforts did Charles made towards it? Because you went to United Kingdom some months ago. It's not 3 months ago, I think, if I'm not making a mistake, or 2 months ago. You told Charles that Nigeria we are facing insecurity. What move have Charles made as the leader of the Commonwealth nation consists and comprises of over 56 countries put together? What move have Charles made?
Prince William escorted President Bola Tinubu to the podium in Windsor Castle, along with his wife Remi Tinubu, to meet King Charles III and Queen Camilla. Both were formally received during a ceremonial occasion. In honor of the Nigerian president, who is hoping to mend Nigeria's long-standing diplomatic and cultural links with Britain, a parade was organized by the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery, where both British and Nigerian dignitaries were thrilled to be a part of the event. To meet the Nigerian first family, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, were in attendance. One of the aims of this event is to emphasize on commerce, security. The visit is also anticipated to improve relations between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. As they stroll with their guest, King Charles III and Camilla were unable to contain their joy. The visit is expected to strengthen cooperation on mutual interests such as trade, education, and security, as both governments explore new avenues for partnership.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, made a 2-day historic visit from Wednesday 18th of March to Thursday 19th of March 2026 to the Windsor Castle in UK as special guest to His Majesty King Charles III and Queen Camilla. Accompanied by his wife, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, his son Seyi Tinubu, and other members of his presidential entourage. President Tinubu was given a royal welcome and reception by the King of United Kingdom and the entire royal family. The media has been buzzing with clips from the event, and if like me you are interested in knowing the actual purpose of this presidential and royal meeting, then stay tuned as I will be sharing with you 5 reasons President Tinubu made a special visit to the royal family. First, some facts about this historic event. This marks Nigeria's first state visit to the UK in 37 years. The last of this kind was back in May 1989 when General Ibrahim Babangida made a special visit to Queen Elizabeth II. Interestingly, the King of United Kingdom and Queen Camilla visited Nigeria in 2018 as Prince of Wales, and he was specially welcomed by President Muhammadu Buhari. Historic visits like this most times happens once in a lifetime, explaining why it is treated with utmost dignity and respect. Nigeria as a country shares deep history with the United Kingdom, which dates as far back as the 15th century. The history is deep-rooted and has transitioned over the years from trade to colonial rule to amalgamation to Nigerian independence in 1960. Fact is, Nigeria shares lasting legacies and ties with United Kingdom. Another important purpose of this visit is to strengthen bilateral relationship and explore avenues for partnership. It promises to foster collaborations to ease immigration, trade and investment between Nigeria and United Kingdom. During this visit, King Charles and President Tinubu had private discussions centered on cultural exchange and economic reforms. The visit is also aimed at supporting the refurbishment of Nigeria's major national maritime infrastructure, with the signing of the landmark €746 million financing deal between UK Export Finance and Nigeria Port Authority. This deal promises to establish the refurbishment of Nigeria's two major national maritime infrastructure, which are the Lagos Port Complex Apapa and the Tinkan Island Port Complex. There is also the viewing of items related to Nigeria from the Royal Collection. The meeting with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, which promises to foster trade, investment and cultural cooperation. The laying of red flowers on the tomb of late Queen Elizabeth II at St. George Chapel. Exhibitions showcasing modern art and culture, and meeting with business leaders and the diaspora community. All this and maybe a few more are the major reasons President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made a 2 days historic visit to the Windsor Castle in UK as special guest of King Charles III.
Nigerian President Bola Tinubu continued his historic state visit of the UK on Thursday and met with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer at 10 Downing Street. During their meeting, the two leaders focused on trade discussions and agreed on a record-breaking steel trade deal.
We have a lot of work that we already do on the economy, on defence and security, but today is the opportunity to take that to another level with the agreements that we've been able to reach on export and on business exchange, and I think that shows that our ambition is to go even further than we've already gone with our two countries.
And we need to nurture the trade agreements, stimulate more economic relationship that will build our two nations.
Tinubu's state visit to the UK is the first time in nearly 4 decades that a Nigerian head of state makes an official visit to the UK.
Hello and welcome. Our top story is from Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu visited the UK this week. During his visit, the two countries announced a new partnership to speed up deportations to Nigeria. The deal will allow for visa overstayers and failed asylum seekers to be removed from Britain far more easily. At the centre of this deal are the UK letters. This is an alternative identity document issued to those without a valid passport. It is used to support the return of people with no right to remain in the UK. The Nigerian government has agreed to recognise the UK letters. This means that the British government will no longer have to wait for Nigeria to issue emergency travel documents if it is seeking to deport someone. The two countries have also agreed to launch joint operations and share information to crack down on criminal gangs abusing visa routes. The British government said that the move followed a series of high-profile cases involving fake job sponsorships, sham marriages and forged financial or employment records. Nigeria has also vowed to review its laws to ensure that the toughest possible sentences are given to immigration offenders. While border security was high on the agenda, Tinubu's visit also focused on boosting economic ties between the two countries. Britain and Nigeria also announced a nearly $1 billion export finance deal to fund the redevelopment of two of Nigeria's main trading ports. This announcement was followed by a meeting between President Tinubu and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer at Downing Street.
We have a lot of work that we already do on the economy, on defence and security, but today is the opportunity to take that to another level with the agreements that we've been able to reach on export and on business exchange, and I think that shows that our ambition is to go even further than we've already gone with our two countries.
And we need too much of the trade agreements, stimulate more economic relationship that will build our two nations.
Starmer hailed Tinubu's visit as historic. This is the first state visit by a Nigerian leader to the UK in nearly 40 years. But this visit came against the backdrop of suspected suicide bombings in Nigeria. At least 23 people were killed in the attacks, which took place just a day before Tinubu arrived in the UK. Tinubu referred to Nigeria's security crises during his meeting with Starmer as well. He said that the African nation is challenged by terrorism, and so is the entire world. Ahead of the meeting with Starmer, Tinubu and his wife were hosted by the royals at Windsor Castle. King Charles III also hosted a lavish state banquet for the Nigerian president. Britain and Nigeria remain major partners in trade, aid and defence. Nigeria is a former British colony, and London is home to a huge Nigerian diaspora. Meanwhile, Tinubu has been facing backlash for going ahead with the UK visit, despite the growing security concerns back at home. Critics have labelled his visit as insensitive, but the Nigerian government has defended the visit by saying that it is aimed at strengthening economic and defence ties with the UK. Tinubu's two-day state visit to the UK has concluded. Major agreements on migrant return and port development have been signed. These deals sound promising on paper. Now it remains to be seen how quickly these plans translate into action, and what would it mean for the future of the two countries.
That is why I say that Commonwealth nation is nothing beneficiary to us. It's nothing. Even ordinary US government, Trump, where he say we not waiting business not concerned to us. We are not allies. See the move we make.
In breaking news, President Trump is threatening to halt all financial aid and put his military on standby for a possible action against Nigeria. Making a podium address on his Truth Social platform, he gave the African nation an ultimatum. He called on it to stop the alleged killing of Christians or face dire consequences.
If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
The Trump administration named Nigeria last week on a list of countries it says is violating religious freedom. Nigeria's government rejected the accusation, claiming it is misinformation based on faulty data. An Inter-Society report released in August states more than 7,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria in 2025.
And we have no fear of whatever Trump is doing on the other side. And I've just signed off on a huge mechanization, program that every region we have a mechanized center for Greek mechanization. and have trainees and all of that. That is our path to food sovereignty, food security. You remove hunger from poverty, you have defeated poverty. All I can promise you is where we started and where we're going. And your children's education, the path to Nigerian recovery, we are on it. Go home, be assured. Don't let anybody threaten you of any uncertainty. We are certain we are going to succeed. That's what we believe in. The honesty in Buhari, what we inherited from him, is total commitment to justice, transparency, and success. That's all. And you have anything less than that, you will have joy at the end of this journey. And we will jointly put dime, nickel, kobo, toro together. We will build a Buhari house. That house will be a house of joy and prosperity. I thank you very, very much. Thank you. God bless you.
The most important thing is the fact that despite the political headwind and the fear of our people, we continue to engage with our partners. The success of the 2.3 billion bond, subscription, oversubscribed, is the most at this stage. So the task ahead is immense. We are engaging the world diplomatically, and we assure all of you that we will, defeat terrorism in this country. The task ahead is immense, but it's our resolve to move forward with unity and purpose, guided by renewed hope agenda to build a prosperous, inclusive, and resilient Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, has described the recent U.S. airstrikes against Islamist militants in the West African country as a blessing, as she calls for deeper security cooperation in Washington. Speaking during the visit to the United States, Mrs. Tinubu said the strike showed welcome support as Nigeria battles insurgents and criminal gangs. Mrs. Tinubu, in an interview with Fox News, said that Nigeria is looking forward to stronger collaboration with the U.S. to address growing security challenges. The comments come amidst concerns in the U.S. over religious violence in Nigeria, particularly attacks on Christian communities. Now, Mrs. Tinubu added that the violence affects both Christians and Muslims, stressing that insecurity cuts across regions and religious lines.
Whatever is happening, at times, who would have, you said President Trump recognized me. Who would have thought that would happen, to even say the least? So when you look at that, I'm getting global recognition in all of it, despite, and that is what life is all about. If something is going to be good, it will come from, the rubbles, and it starts like that. And then we have that attention, we have the conversation going, and we expect, there will be more, it's going to yield a better fruit for us, and both for us and also America.
President Trump had words of praise for you this morning, but there are still some U.S. lawmakers that believe that there is as they call it, Christian genocide going on in Nigeria, and they've been critical of the government for not doing enough. What do you say to that argument? What do you tell them?
We've been able to educate them more about the situation on ground. We live in Nigeria. We know that, this is a democracy, and we are getting close to re-election, and there will be a lot of potholes of the beliefs they want the outside world to know. And we can see that with this government, we just out of a lot of economic crisis that we inherited, because this is the first time the government of Nigeria will remove fuel subsidy. We were producing oil, but we were not refining them. So now Nigeria, we have refined products, and we're not importing fuel like before. So our exchange rates are stabilizing. The country is moving forward. We're trying to make sure that insecurity we can tackle. And the president has even changed the service chiefs. They've replaced them with new ones. So we're looking at reforms. In November, because of what is going on and the world concern about Nigerian Christians, the government, my husband declared a state of emergency on the 26th November 2026, and on insecurity. And by that, what did he do? He had to ask the police inspector general to recruit additional 50,000 police officers, and then the soldiers 24,000 officers, so that they can help in, to secure insecurity. And not only that, there are 10,000 forest guards that were not carrying arms before. It said they should be armed so that they can secure the forest where all those terrorist groups, take hiding, and so that, and also the bandits and people that are, killing for ransom or asking people, kidnapping for ransom rather. So those are the target. And also not only that, 11,566 police officers that were under VIP assignments have been recalled. So that, and they've been sent to all the hotspot areas in Nigeria, like Plateau State, Benue State, Taraba, and also other communities that they felt that they needed. So, and that's what, has been happening. So we hear what the world is saying. We are concerned about our people's safety. Nigeria is a country that, encourages freedom of religion, and which is entrenched in our constitution. And we're trying to make sure that even investors, when they come to Nigeria, because our economic growth is rising steadily, and they want to make sure that, we can do that. And there's so much work to be done. So we are not ready to blame past administration, because when Nigeria was in the boom age, we didn't really invest well. So, and this is what, we've inherited now. We have to see what to do, and we have to partner with other countries who mean well for Nigeria, and, and those who can help us, making sure that our insecurity situation is dealt with.
United States forces have launched missile strikes against the Islamic State group in northwest Nigeria. US Africa Command said they were carried out in coordination with the Nigerian authorities and killed what it called multiple IS terrorists in Sokoto State. Nigeria says it was involved in the planning of the operation, and the US military posted a video showing a missile being launched from a naval vessel. On social media, President Trump described the Islamic State group as terrorist scum and accused the group of targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians. While speaking to the BBC World Service, the Nigerian foreign minister defended the military action.
The United States carried out an airstrike against Islamic State militants in northwest Nigeria at the request of Nigeria's government. U.S. President Donald Trump and the U.S. military said on Thursday, claiming the group had been targeting Christians in the region. Tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing, primarily, innocent Christians, at levels not seen for many years, and even centuries, Trump said in a post on Truth Social. The U.S. military's Africa Command said the strike was carried out in Sokoto State at the request of the Nigerian authorities and killed multiple ISIS militants. The strike comes after Trump, starting in late October, began warning that Christianity faces an existential threat in Nigeria and threatened to militarily intervene in the West African country over what he says is its failure to stop violence targeting Christian communities. Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth followed up with a post on X, thanking the Nigerian government for its support and cooperation, and vowing more to come. A post by U.S. Africa Command on X confirmed the strikes and said they were carried out in Sokoto State in coordination with Nigerian authorities.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition.
Recent external claims suggesting systemic religious persecution in Nigeria are unfounded. The recent designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern based on speculations of religious persecution is fundamentally misinformed.
Nigeria's government rejected its designation by the United States as a, quote, country of particular concern over alleged religious freedom violations, saying the move was based on misinformation and faulty data. President Donald Trump last week put Nigeria back on a list of countries that the U.S. says have violated religious freedom. Trump said he had asked the Defense Department to prepare for possible fast military action if Nigeria does not crack down on the killing of Christians. On November 5th, Trump said that the United States would stop all aid to Nigeria and possibly, quote, go into that now disgraced country guns a-blazing if the African country did not stop the killing of Christians.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning. The Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
Nigeria is a disgrace. The whole thing is a disgrace. They're killing people by the thousands. It's a genocide, and I'm really angry about it. And we pay, we give a lot of subsidy to Nigeria. We're going to end up stopping. The government's done nothing. They're very ineffective. They're killing Christians at will. And until I got involved in it 2 weeks ago, nobody even talked about it.
Well, President Trump is reacting today to what we've been covering for a couple of weeks now, but really leaned in with my panel that I hosted at the UN at the request of Ambassador Michael Waltz. And he also invited superstar rapper Nicki Minaj, because she has a pastor who's Nigerian and has jumped into this as an advocate for those under attack. Horrific violence in Nigeria against mostly Christians, and a third mass kidnapping this week alone. So it's getting worse under President Tinubu over there. In this attack, gunmen targeted a Catholic school just days after that attack on a Christian church. Islamic terrorists in Nigeria. There are now 22 of those groups, including Boko Haram, and some of them are aligned with ISIS. They are targeting Christians and have been for years. Some experts, as well as the president, are saying that the mass slaughter needs to be contained. And you heard him here. The government now over there has to do something about this. I joined U.S. Ambassador Waltz for an event on the crisis earlier this week.
I served in Nigeria helping train their Navy SEALs for hostage rescues and to go find these girls. And Harris, it is horrific what is happening to them right now. We were able to get many of them back, but not all of them. And as a father of a daughter, it's just horrific to think little girls, 8, 9 years old, being kidnapped out of their schools and sold into Islamic sex slavery.
Senior Foreign Affairs correspondent Greg Palcott has the latest. Greg.
Hi, Harris. That's right. More violence in Nigeria. Christians again under fire. A Catholic secondary school in the town of Gwara in northwestern Nigeria attacked by gunmen. Local media says as many as 52 kids were kidnapped. A desperate search involving military and police is on right now. And yes, earlier this week, a Catholic church nearby was attacked. 2 people were killed and 38 worshipers abducted. The ransom per person, $69,000. Thousands of Christians have been killed in recent years there, leading some, yes, to speak of a Christian genocide. President Trump has branded Nigeria a country of particular concern regarding religious freedom, threatening to apply sanctions and send in U.S. troops. Here's how a State Department official put it at a congressional briefing yesterday.
The Trump administration is developing a plan to incentivize and compel the Nigerian government to better protect Christian communities and improve religious freedom.
Still, the Trump administration and analysts say others are getting hurt, too, by Islamist terrorists, organized bandits, militants. 25 children were kidnapped at another school in western Nigeria on Monday. 1 escaped. That happened in a Muslim area. Harris, Nigerian officials claim they are not persecuting any religion, but many analysts say at the very least they are certain that the government officials are not protecting their own citizens. Back to you.
Yeah, and as we've been pointing out, it's mostly young girls and women, and that's what we saw in that church. And those new numbers are just heartbreaking. How many more people were kidnapped and killed in that church attack that we showed this week? Greg, thank you very much for the update.
Washington's decision to designate Nigeria as a violator of religious freedoms has strained diplomatic ties between the two countries. Defending Nigeria's record, Information Minister Mohammed Idris told a press briefing that Trump's threats of military action were unwarranted and misrepresented Nigeria's complex security challenges.
The government of the president is fully and thoroughly appraised and fully aware of the significant level of anxiety and concern that has been created by the designation of our country as the country of particular concern for the cycle CPC by the United States government, as well as the threats of military action by the President of the United States, following a wrong assumption and misrepresentation of disability. The fair part of Nigeria have taken note of the position of the government of the Duchess of America on Nigeria over the alleged violations.
Recent external claims suggesting systemic religious persecution in Nigeria are unfounded. The recent designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern based on speculations of religious persecution is fundamentally misinformed. It misrepresents Nigeria's secular constitutional order and its records in protecting religious freedom, Nigeria's demographic balance, approximately equal Christian and Muslim populations, its interwoven communities, and its functioning multi-religious democracy.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning. The Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
U.S. President Donald Trump is threatening to send military forces into Nigeria unless the government stops what he called the killings of Christians by terrorists. Trump posted the message on Truth Social, saying the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists, he says, who are committing these horrible atrocities. Trump says he's instructed the Department of War to prepare for possible action and says if we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet. Well, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has responded to Trump in a statement saying since 2023, our administration has maintained an open and active engagement with Christian and Muslim leaders alike and continues to address security challenges which affect citizens across faiths and religions and regions. The characterizations of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not, he says, reflect our national reality.
Donald Trump says he's asked the U.S. Defense Department to prepare for potential military action in Nigeria. The U.S. president says it's because Nigeria's government is failing to stop what he calls the persecution of Christians. In a social media post, Trump said the U.S. is immediately stopping all aid and assistance to Nigeria. He went on to say he was instructing the military to prepare for possible action. Nigeria has denied the allegations. Well, DW's Misha Komodowski has more on Trump's threat.
Troops and weapons have reportedly arrived in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State in Nigeria. Now, according to a New York Times report, the first plane arrived on Thursday night last week. Also, according to New York Times, a U.S. Defense Department official told the newspaper that these first arrivals mark the start of C-17 cargo planes heading to 3 different sites across Nigeria. Reports suggest that more aircraft transporting personnel as well as equipment are scheduled to arrive with additional flights that are planned over the coming weeks. The spokesperson for Nigeria's defense headquarters said that the U.S. troops would not engage in combat operations and that the joint mission will extend across several unstable areas too. According to reports, troops would be dispatched to northern states where jihadist groups such as the Boko Haram have long operated, as well as to parts of the Middle Belt or North Central where resource-based conflicts between mostly Muslim Fulani herders and Christian farmers have been framed as religious war. The development also comes after months of mounting pressure from President Donald Trump, who has strongly criticized Nigerian government for what he describes as its failure to adequately protect Christians from deadly attacks carried out by Islamist militants and armed groups. For more details, our correspondent Louisa Olani has sent us this report from Lagos.
Nigeria's fight against terrorism continues to receive major boosts with the arrival of the first batch of the U.S. troops and military aircraft. The American personnel are now at the Air Force bases in Maiduguri and Kanji, part of a planned 200-member mission, according to various reports. They will not take part in direct combat, but will train and advise Nigerian forces, as reported earlier. Now, the focus is on intelligence support, drone operations, and better planning against Boko Haram and other extremist groups. Officials say the deployment is significant as it strengthens Nigeria's military capacity at a critical time.
United States military aircraft have landed in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State, marking the beginning of a major deployment of American troops to Nigeria to assist in the fight against terrorism. A military plane touched down at the airbase in Maiduguri on Thursday night, followed by additional aircraft on Friday carrying equipment, ammunition, and personnel. By Friday evening, 3 American planes were spotted at the base with equipment being offloaded under the supervision of U.S. military personnel. This represents the first wave of approximately 200 American intelligence analysts, advisors, and trainers who will be working alongside Nigerian forces in targeted counter-terrorism operations. The deployment has been confirmed by both Nigerian and American officials, with Major General Samaila Uba, spokesman for Nigeria's defense headquarters, stating that the United States is providing troops to assist in training and technical support. The initial group of roughly 100 troops will steadily arrive over the weekend, with additional aircraft carrying more personnel and equipment expected to land in the coming weeks. These flights are just the beginning of what will be a continuous stream of military transport planes landing at 3 main locations across Nigeria, according to a U.S. Defense Department official who spoke on condition of anonymity. The American troops are not coming for combat roles, but rather to provide specialized expertise that the Nigerian military currently lacks. Their mission includes capacity building, professional military education, intelligence sharing, logistics support, and strategic dialogue aimed at addressing terrorism and transnational threats. Because these troops are landing in remote locations with limited infrastructure, much of their early work will involve setting up secure communications, establishing base infrastructure, and ensuring operational security in collaboration with their Nigerian counterparts. The deployment will supplement a small team of American advisors who have already been on the ground in Nigeria for some time. This unprecedented military cooperation between Nigeria and the United States follows months of escalating pressure from President Donald Trump, who has been sharply critical of the Nigerian government for what he describes as its failure to protect Christians from deadly attacks by Islamist militants and armed militias. In late December, President Trump ordered a surprise missile strike in Nigeria on Christmas Day, targeting what he called terrorist camps in Sokoto State. The strikes were symbolic, with Trump later acknowledging that he deliberately timed the operation to deliver what he called a Christmas present to the insurgents. He had previously threatened to go into Nigeria with military force if the violence against Christians did not stop, describing it as an existential threat to Christianity. If you are finding this report informative and want to understand how international military cooperation works and what it means for Nigeria's security, please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so you never miss critical updates on developments that affect our country. However, the Nigerian government has firmly rejected President Trump's characterization of the violence as a Christian genocide. Nigerian officials maintain that terrorist groups, including Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa, have made no distinction between Christians and Muslims in their attacks, with extremists killing thousands of people at churches, mosques, and villages without discrimination. Beyond religious sectarianism, Nigerian authorities emphasize that much of the violence also stems from long-standing disputes over land and water resources between farming and herding communities, particularly in the Middle Belt region, where climate change and population growth have intensified competition for scarce resources. Moving forward, the combined U.S. and Nigerian forces will build joint mission planning capabilities, relying on intelligence gathered from both Nigerian and American sources. This includes data from U.S. surveillance flights that have been operating from a base in neighboring Ghana since late last year. The surveillance operations provide real-time information about terrorist movements, hideouts, and planned attacks, which will be crucial in targeting high-value individuals and disrupting terrorist networks. The Americans bring advanced drone technology, precision air capabilities, and sophisticated intelligence gathering tools that Nigeria does not currently possess in sufficient quantities. While General Uba declined to say exactly how long the American troops would be deployed in Nigeria, Pentagon officials have suggested that this specific mission is temporary and focused on supporting a particular set of operations. The flow of forces is scheduled to last for a couple of months, though officials have indicated that successful joint operations could lead to further deployments in the future. This represents a significant shift in U.S. military engagement in West Africa, particularly after America was forced to abandon its bases in neighboring Niger following a military coup in that country in 2024. Security and defense experts have weighed in on the deployment, describing it as technical support rather than a combat mission. Retired Army Intelligence Corps officer Chris Andrew explained that the Americans are bringing specialized expertise, particularly in drone operations and precision air capabilities, not frontline fighters. The focus is on training Nigerian personnel to use advanced equipment, improving intelligence gathering and analysis, and helping the military develop more effective strategies for combating terrorism. This approach is meant to build Nigeria's long-term capacity to handle its security challenges independently rather than creating dependence on foreign troops. General Dagvin Anderson, commander of U.S. Africa Command, emphasized that this mission is focused on partnership and mutual respect for Nigeria's sovereignty. All engagements will be conducted in accordance with existing bilateral frameworks, with Nigerian forces remaining fully in charge of all operations and decision-making on the ground. The goal is to protect innocent lives and disrupt violent extremist organizations wherever they operate, while respecting the territorial integrity and independence of partner nations. The arrival of U.S. troops in Maiduguri carries symbolic significance, as the city has been the epicenter of the Boko Haram insurgency for a decade. Maiduguri has endured countless suicide bombings, attacks, and displacement of millions of people, making it a fitting location for international efforts to combat terrorism. The presence of American forces sends a message to terrorist groups that they now face not just the Nigerian military, but also the technological and intelligence capabilities of the United States military.
It does send bomb, missile come Nigeria how many times now? Send on Christmas Day, send on that, even deploy military aid, military assistance to us. And he's still talking about it, how to help us come out from this insecurity.
Troops and weapons have reportedly arrived in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State in Nigeria. Now, according to a New York Times report, the first plane arrived on Thursday night last week. Also, according to New York Times, a U.S. Defense Department official told the newspaper that these first arrivals mark the start of C-17 cargo planes heading to 3 different sites across Nigeria.
Tinubu, the go where they smoke enter your brain never tell you, say me you work with that man. Chance not get what you go fit do. If you not get hand for this insecurity where they turn, if you not get hand for the insecurity where the country, your common sense, your wisdom, your dry sense never tell you, say, Tinubu, since you need security for your people and you can't provide it, work with Trump, since Trump have the heart to make it happen for us. See the useless place where you go to, Charles. What do you call it? Till now, what has Charles done? Nothing.
Issue of insecurity, that is the law. That's obedience of law. Nowhere in the holy teaching that you should engage in banditry. Nowhere that you should kill another human being. The sacrifice we are talking about, even in the beginning of life, where we take this from, a child was replaced with animal, and that is what the value of life is all about.
You really get evil plan for us. You get evil plan for us. Nothing. And at the end of the day, you open your smelling mouth, they talk rubbish. They read eloquent speech when no go help anywhere. Not they use English, they deceive us. Because all those our mothers in the marketplaces, all those English, they know they understand them. They make people like use this broken. So everybody go understand what they talk. Not be say so only the educated one go understand, the uneducated one go understand. You are a bad president. Now, Tinubu, Trump don't launch missile. Trump don't deploy military support. Trump has done everything in his power, but you are not making move. The useless man when you dey think say you call join us, he just dey kingdom, they enjoy, they relax. They wait for a food, he share of the resources when you want share give am as the leader of the Commonwealth nation, as we still dey under their captivity. Tinubu, why I tell you say you try for lie. Now be this one I want talk so. Okay, Tinubu, now wait, you don't talk now say you want recruit 50,000 police officers, or whether no, they're not officers, they're just recruit police. Any what you call it, no problem. Officers, I believe officers are the ones that went to school and graduated. So if they didn't pass through the school system, definitely they must be recruit, or they might also be, well, they are just recruits, so recruit police, I believe so. But as for the soldiers, I know fully well that the ones that went to the school, NDA, that passed through the school system, any form, whether ROTC, whether copper, whether this, are called officers. The one that did not went through the school route, they are called recruit or enlisted. I don't care to know which route you are picking them from, because to me, you say I recruit, you want to recruit them. So they are all coming through the enlisted route. So you say you want to recruit 50,000 policemen, and you are also to recruit thousands of soldiers to go and face insecurity problem we have in Nigeria, Abi. Thank you very much, Mr. President. At least you don't try for that one. But may I open your ears where you feel say you get sense where you say the sense where you say you get it, you don't really get it. Now you can say it will cost 5.41 trillion. Hey, God, who's that country? Hey, 5.41 trillion. Azar, how much be army man salary? 150,000 naira, and they go still buy boot and uniform with belts and some of all those rank and some of all those things. As a newly enlisted, 150,000, times the 50,000 police where you want recruit enter, because you say thousands of police. I don't know. Most say 100,000 police or 10,000 police or 1,000 police. How much is that salary? Now you won't use.
Though this year's mood is dampened by the abduction of our children in Yoyo and Bonu, we remain hopeful for their safe return. Democracy without security is not solid enough. That is why this administration has chosen both kinetic and non-kinetic strategies to restore peace, declared a security emergency, and approved the recruitment of 50,000 new police officers and thousands of military recruits. Our 2026 budget commits 5.41 trillion, our largest ever, to defense and security.
No, because Tinubu, you get what you do. You say 5.41 trillion. You not give value. You not call the value, the sign. Is it in naira or in dollar? Because I feel use my full chest, like this, my full chest, they to say, na in dollar, now you take call. My full chest, I feel they can talk say, that money, na in dollar, not in naira, na in dollar. Na in dollar, na make you not call the sign. Now make shame not that you call the sign, because if you try, international ESL go tingo. Tinubu, if you use $5.41 trillion, the richest man in the whole world, Elon Musk, how much dey your account? Now who they predict and say he will soon become the first individual trillionaire. He never become a based on the assets where he get for grant. So then they predict and say, so time. If this thing can keep on a uniform velocity, if this income flow can continue on a constant motion, uniform acceleration, uniform velocity, uniform momentum, this man will hit trillions. First individual to hit trillions. Tinubu, okay, more will leave all those ones. $5.41 trillion. Because you not call the sign. Now me the help they put the dollar because I mean no na dollar because I feel use my full chest. This na dollar that you want call. Now dollars. Tinubu, if you use $5.41 trillion they recruit 50,000 policemen and thousands of military personnel into the military. Wait, where the thousands of military personnel, where they want come from? Ah, God, this country with this. The thousand, where they want come? Because me no go like go join the army. I will never join military. That time I take get passion, take join military, don't pass. I no go fit join because I no go join wetin they could say me go my early grave. They will call me, I go, they call me gun, make I go defend my country. Then after they go, they'll call the Boko Haram and the bandits, they tell them where they come from, they call kill me. The country I'm defending cannot defend me. I'm not fit join military. So, no human being now want join military. Even ordinary coppers, when they post, say go and serve your state, so please. Many of them refuse to go. Then I call military. That one are coppers where they just post, say, oh yeah, you go Meduguri, you go this place, you go this way, you go Badagry, you go Lagos, you go Lekki. Many of them say, no, we go serve our states. When we take get business, we take serve them. Many of them refuse to go. And this now something where they say, if they post you, you say you don't want to go, you want to reroute yourself, you go use many money, plenty money, they paid you, they reroute yourself to where you want to do them. Now, the chairman now, the yoga, part of them all, see the insecurity where really they turn, he not get say, he say, I beg go, no pay money, no need to pay money. Anywhere you don't say it's safe for you, serve your country for that, like that. Like this now, they pray me, they will remove that thing safe. If the people remove it, people go happy die. No more copper. So, if ordinary copper thought say he no go serve the country for where they post and go because of insecurity, which normal human being, civilian now go call open eye say he won't go join soldier by this kind of time? Now me can ask you this question: where you want to see the thousands of recruit people, soldiers, men, young men and women, when you want add join the military? Tinubu, I bet you, say this word where you talk so, if 100 are genuine and innocent and true citizens of Nigeria, the remaining 900 are Boko Harams and bandits. Now you want recruit join military because you get one word when you talk where they say me they look you with one eye like this. Tinubu, your way not pure. Tinubu, before I talk that word, make I talk this one first. How much when you want use $5.41 trillion? Now they call it, they call it dollar, may they get weight, may they feel, may they shock your heart. $5.41 trillion. They recruit 50,000 police and thousands of military. Where I don't know where you want to see the people tell I join. Because me not go join, my brother not go join, my sister not go join, my neighbor not go join, my enemy not go join. So who won't go join the soldier? Now still bandit you want recruit. When you want use that kind of money, they recruit them. How much they take key combine? Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question. I want your answer. How much Trump, in conjunction with Benjamin Netanyahu, take Khamenei, the Ayatollah of Iran, how much they kill him? The full war where they war, international war, where they throw so that bombing at pinpoint bombing. How much they use to fight the war? Go and do the research. See, Tinubu, before you open your smelling mouth, because they tell us say you go use $5.41 trillion, take recruit 50,000 policemen and thousands of soldiers. First of all, go do research on how much Trump, the president of the United States of America, President Donald J. Jr. Trump, the president and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of America, in conjunction with Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of the Republic of Israel, Israelites. The Israel where the Bible. Go carry the two of them, sit down, ask them how much they spend for all the war where they war, included with the pinpoint bombing, plus all the fuel where they buy for jets, the army where all the soldiers where they pay, the transport where they transport all the military equipment to deploy it to the right position for them to kill, all the big, all those long bomb where they throw, all those intercontinental ballistic missiles, all the missiles where they launch. How much it cost them? It cost the both of them $25 billion. Then, if you still want to estimate that $25 billion, it is just for the major calculation. While other miscellaneous and expenditure, just like the fuel of the jets, the payment of the pilots, the transporting of military equipment, the this, the that, the payment of military officers, and many other things, the captains, the sailors, the this, in all areas of the military branch, the 6 areas, that is the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Space Force, and Coast Guard. All the military area, money where they spent for the 6 military branch was $25 billion. Then, if you say, may you no, the major money, but if you can say all the miscellaneous expenses where they make, all the miscellaneous expenses where they make, if you say, may you add down, join that $25 billion, it is predicted, not calculated at pinpoint. No, predicted to be $1 trillion, which was not added to it. Predicted all the war where they fight, all the war where they take key, where the president and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of America, President Jr. Donald Trump, in conjunction with the Prime Minister of Israelites, Benjamin Netanyahu, join force together, they bomb Iran, take kill the Ayatollah of Iran, that is Khamenei. You know, so after they kill Khamenei, they elect other leaders to rule. Benjamin still wipe those ones again. Plus those ones they wipe again, where they call it wipe again, where they call it wipe again, where they call it we. All of them. Now $25 billion they spend. Can't imagine say they can't share the money into two equal parts now. 25 divided by 2, that is 14.5. 14.5. That means if with prediction or probability 1/2. Probability say now the money they cost sharing to two now say the probability of US spending 14.5 billion, Israel spending 40.5 billion. Then if they don't, oh God, cost me they divide the money into two. This one 14.5, this one 14.5. Say let us put on the probability that they both spend equal amount of money. Probability of they both spend equal amount of money, meaning say this nation, Israel 14.5, US 14.5. Then all the miscellaneous what they call gather together, like the payment of military officers, the deployment of military equipment, this, that, settlement of this, intelligence and all and all and all. All those fuel where they go take fuel the jets, fuel where they go take fuel the ship, all those things, all those expenses added together on top that same $25 billion, we amount to $1 trillion. And it is a prediction. Meaning say, if the prediction is actually wrong, you never reach 1 trillion. If the prediction is actually wrong, you never reach $1 trillion. If the prediction is actually right, then it is $1 trillion. They never talk of the one where they launch bomb come Nigeria. They never talk of the one where they launch bomb. I take go capture Venezuela president. They never talk of the one where they threaten Yoweri Museveni, Uganda president. They never talk of those other ones where do just only culminate war where they key culminate $25 billion. Tinubu, now you want to use $5.41 trillion because I know that money in dollar. They recruit 50,000 policemen and thousands of soldiers. At the end of the day, the bandits, they're not going to stay eradicate bandits. They're not going to stay eradicate Boko Haram. They're not going to stay eradicate ISIS. They're not going to stay eradicate ESME. They're not going to stay eradicate any form of terrorist band in Nigeria. Why? Why you they do like this? Why you they behave like this? Why? Why you do bad? Why you do evil? Why bad thing they sweet you? If na money where you want to do election, you define. Just let us know. They find money I want to do election. We will not say yes. We define money want to do election. We go say okay, collect for the post, use and put them back. Not to go so we go borrow money, put us in debt. We will not start the post money you collect. Anytime you get, we go to draw you. Even when you don't die, we'll still go to draw your grave. So that anytime you get, you will see pay us back. Not be say you want to take all those kind of nonsense they lie give us. How much Atiku and this useless man Obasanjo they create electricity? They use how many billions, hundreds of billions in dollars, not in naira, in dollars. Now darkness they provide give us. Now you come, now you say you want to use 5. Do you know what it mean 5.41 trillion? Money we go buy for country. There are some countries that money go buy. There are some countries where they say their economy never strong. Where that money go buy, them. How much Trump wanted to buy Greenland? How much he tell they negotiate Greenland? Why do they believe? 5.41 trillion. You try for this one. No. I fear you. I fear will not fear you. Tinubu, I fear will not fear you. Now, Tinubu, now you say Nigeria is our country. We should live here. We should breathe here. We should eat here. We should plant here. We should work here.
To our young people, Nigeria is your home and your future. Build here, code here, work here, and food here. Every great nation was built by those who stayed to solve problems, but not by those who abandoned ship.
I'm not to say Nigeria not my country, but for this challenge where they grant, only one country, hunger, only one country, high cost of living, only one country, no work, only one country, insecurity, only one country, they not fit talk for the country, only one country, bandit, only one country. Oga, Nigeria and my country before, but not vessel. Anywhere I take find greener pasture, I will go rest too. Because now so Buhari papa thing migrate to now where they find Ghana passion 90 waka like a poetry like a vagabond when na vagabond normally before where they call settle Nigeria yes with cow na cow yes country. I agree in Nigeria na my country I not follow you argue. But when the country call be like this, what is make I do? Now make you go UK go see me they deport us.
The internet is currently absolutely buzzing, and social media platforms are practically on fire this March 2026 over a highly explosive headline claiming that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's recent historic state visit to the United Kingdom has directly sentenced over 2,000 Nigerians to an immediate deportation flight. To fully understand the massive panic and the intense controversy surrounding this very bold claim, we have to look closely at the actual events that unfolded during this highly publicized diplomatic trip and separate the social media exaggeration from the very real, very serious policy agreements that were made behind closed doors at the highest levels of government. President Tinubu, accompanied by the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, arrived at London Stansted Airport on Tuesday, March the 17th, for a grand two-day state visit strictly on the invitation of His Majesty King Charles III. This was not just a regular diplomatic stopover. This was a monumental event, marking the very first inward state visit by a Nigerian president to the United Kingdom in exactly 37 years, with the last one being by General Ibrahim Babangida back in 1989. The royal welcome was nothing short of spectacular, featuring a ceremonial review of the Guard of Honor in the Quadrangle at Windsor Castle, a lavish state banquet in St. George's Hall, and highly photographed meetings with the British royal family, including Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Kate Middleton. The Nigerian government heavily promoted this trip as a massive victory for the country's global image, a clear sign that Nigeria is stepping back into its rightful place as a highly respected regional power and a key player in the Commonwealth. However, while the cameras flashed and the royal trumpets sounded in Windsor, a very different, much more consequential conversation was taking place just a few miles away in the political heart of London. A conversation that has completely terrified thousands of Nigerians currently living in the diaspora. On Thursday, March the 19th, President Tinubu traveled to 10 Downing Street to hold a highly critical bilateral meeting with the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. According to the official statements released by both the British government and the Nigerian presidential media team, the two leaders deeply discussed a wide range of incredibly important topics, including transnational crime, counter-terrorism, and a massive trade partnership. Yet, buried right underneath the heavy celebration of this multi-million-pound infrastructure deal was a single, terrifying policy agreement that immediately triggered the explosive clickbait headlines we are seeing today. The two leaders officially agreed to firmly improve their bilateral procedures on migration, specifically focusing on the acceleration of returns. In the polite, highly sanitized language of international diplomacy, improving the procedures on returns is the exact official term for making it significantly easier and much faster to deport undocumented immigrants, visa overstayers, and failed asylum seekers back to their home countries. This single diplomatic handshake at 10 Downing Street is the absolute root cause of the current widespread panic among the Nigerian community in the United Kingdom, perfectly explaining why the dramatic headline claiming that 2,000 people have been sentenced to a deportation flight has gained such massive, uncontrollable traction across the internet. As we dive even deeper into the harsh realities of the UK immigration system and exactly how this new presidential agreement will practically affect the daily lives of our brothers and sisters hustling abroad, it is absolutely essential that you stay constantly informed on these high-level political decisions that quietly shape our future. So for the hard-working Nigerian who overstayed a visa because they simply could not afford the sudden price hike, or the mother who lost her legal status when her care home sponsor was unexpectedly stripped of their license by the government, this new agreement between Tinubu and Starmer feels like the ultimate betrayal. They feel that their own president, who travels across the globe in a luxurious private jet to drink tea with kings and queens, has casually traded their safety and their future for a loan to fix a seaport in Lagos. Political analysts have been incredibly quick to point out the painful, glaring irony of this entire situation. The Nigerian government is desperately traveling the world begging for foreign direct investment to fix an economy that is completely bleeding dry, yet the very citizens who represent the brightest human capital of the nation are running away from that same economy, only to be hunted down and shipped back home because their leaders agreed to cooperate with foreign deportation forces. Furthermore, critics argue that simply upgrading the physical infrastructure of the Tenkan Island port with British steel will not magically fix the deeply rooted issues of extreme poverty, systemic corruption, and total lack of basic electricity that force people to embark on the perilous Japa journey in the first place. If the domestic environment remains highly toxic and economically unviable, the cycle of desperate migration and subsequent painful deportation will only continue to accelerate. The brutal truth of the matter is that diplomacy alone will absolutely never fix Nigeria's deeply entrenched problems. While the state visit to Windsor Castle may have provided beautiful historic photographs for the presidential archives and a massive financial loan for the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, the immediate human cost of this diplomatic victory is currently being paid by the terrified diaspora community living in absolute fear of the next knock on their door. The agreement to improve returns is a clear signal that the United Kingdom is fiercely tightening its borders, and the Nigerian government is now fully standing by to help them lock the gates. So while you might not see 2,000 people bundled onto a single flight tomorrow morning, you will undoubtedly see a steady, brutal, and highly efficient increase in the number of Nigerians being quietly removed from British soil in the coming months, entirely as a direct result of the policy handshake that took place this March. This is the heavy, unfiltered reality of international politics, where the lives and dreams of ordinary citizens are frequently used as simple bargaining chips on the grand chessboard of global diplomacy, leaving the most vulnerable people to face the devastating consequences completely alone.
Hello and welcome. Our top story is from Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu visited the UK this week. During his visit, the two countries announced a new partnership to speed up deportations to Nigeria. The deal will allow for visa overstayers and failed asylum seekers to be removed from Britain far more easily. At the centre of this deal are the UK letters. This is an alternative identity document issued to those without a valid passport. It is used to support the return of people with no right to remain in the UK. The Nigerian government has agreed to recognise the UK letters. This means that the British government will no longer have to wait for Nigeria to issue emergency travel documents if it is seeking to deport someone. The two countries have also agreed to launch joint operations and share information to crack down on criminal gangs abusing visa routes. The British government said that the move followed a series of high-profile cases involving fake job sponsorships, sham marriages, and forged financial or employment records. Nigeria has also vowed to review its laws to ensure that the toughest possible sentences are given to immigration offenders. While border security was high on the agenda, Tinubu's visit also focused on boosting economic ties between the two countries. Britain and Nigeria also announced a nearly $1 billion export finance deal to fund the redevelopment of two of Nigeria's main trading ports. This announcement was followed by a meeting between President Tinubu and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer at Downing Street.
We have a lot of work that we already do on the economy, on defence and security, but today is the opportunity to take that to another level with the agreements that we've been able to reach on export and on business exchange, and I think that shows that our ambition is to go even further than we've already gone with our two countries.
And we need too much of the trade agreements,
like more economic relationship that will build our two nations.
Starmer hailed Tinubu's visit as historic. This is the first state visit by a Nigerian leader to the UK in nearly 40 years. But this visit came against the backdrop of suspected suicide bombings in Nigeria. At least 23 people were killed in the attacks, which took place just a day before Tinubu arrived in the UK. Tinubu referred to Nigeria's security crises during his meeting with Starmer as well. He said that the African nation is challenged by terrorism, and so is the entire world. Ahead of the meeting with Starmer, Tinubu and his wife were hosted by the royals at Windsor Castle. King Charles III also hosted a lavish state banquet for the Nigerian president. Britain and Nigeria remain major partners in trade, aid and defence. Nigeria is a former British colony, and London is home to a huge Nigerian diaspora. Meanwhile, Tinubu has been facing backlash for going ahead with the UK visit, despite the growing security concerns back at home. Critics have labelled his visit as insensitive, but the Nigerian government has defended the visit by saying that it is aimed at strengthening economic and defence ties with the UK. Tinubu's two-day state visit to the UK has concluded. Major agreements on migrant return and port development have been signed. These deals sound promising on paper. Now it remains to be seen how quickly these plans translate into action, and what would it mean for the future of the two countries.
Say those that don't have permit, they don't have right to remain in the UK, they should deport them. So Tinubu, with all the influence where we get with the UK, you know, if he choose that opportunity to create an easy migration between we and the UK. You know, if you do that one, like the way the Schengen zone be so, the way the America be so, the way the EE zone be so, the way the EU be so, the way the Swiss zone be so. You don't feel use the opportunity to add us to one of those opportunities. Now you say the country is full of opportunity. Which opportunity did this Nigeria get?
Across the country, infrastructure projects are connecting producers to markets and creating opportunities for the enterprise and employment.
Proper if you rise for this country, in America, America is full of opportunity. You are not feel like for you, truly. UK is full of opportunity. America is full of opportunity, but not before Nigeria. Now, proper people will rise for Nigeria. Now, struggle. Nigeria is my country, I not follow your argue, but create opportunity for us. There is no opportunity anywhere. The only opportunity where you if your papa is a politician. Ordinary Commonwealth nation where we deal with the UK. Ordinary school fees for to go and school as an international student. Go say they take our pockets. £12,000. You don't go see £12,000 school fees. £15,000, £14,000, £17,000, £20,000, £25,000, and we are a Commonwealth nation. The reason why it's secure, and when you can't really pay that kind of money, that kind of heavy amount of money, millions, they will cause you deny your visa.
International students make an invaluable contribution to our economy. According to the Higher Education Policy Institute, last year they provided nearly £43 billion to the UK economy. In my constituency of Glasgow North West alone, the economic benefit was over £83 million. So first of all, I'd like to ask the Minister, what assessments have been carried out on the economic impact of this change on the university sector and indeed in university towns? International students enrich our society, and they have skills which are proving ever more vital in this post-Brexit climate, which has seen the UK deprived of workers across key sectors. So with current labour shortages in healthcare, STEM, IT, to name but a few, how can the Minister fail to recognise that this policy will simply exacerbate these? The reality is that many students coming to the UK look beyond their studies and want their families to be part of that experience. Without a way for overseas students to bring their families, many will opt to go elsewhere. And any drop in international student numbers will cause further harm to universities that are already facing financial difficulties. This policy makes the Home Secretary's agenda crystal clear. She's launching an attack on migrants regardless of the benefits they bring to the UK. And in pursuing this short-sighted reactionary programme, international students are being caught in the crossfire. In Scotland, international students' contribution to university campuses and to our wider society is celebrated. But Scotland will suffer the consequences of this misjudged policy. Once again, it's indicative of how out of tune this Conservative government is with the Scottish people. So if this government is insistent in pursuing their...
At the end of the day, because he give you visa denial, that 558 pounds where you pay for visa fee don't loss. The 776 pounds times the 4 years or 5 years when you want to stay in the country, to study for, if you study visa you do, that one self for your NHS, your health insurance issue, they thought they're going to refund that one give you, but now charges. The school fees, some country go tell you, say, since your visa is denied, either you defer your admission or we cannot refund you anymore. Now, so they tell embezzle people, put people for debt. And most of them borrow money, most of them sell party, they raise funds, they do all these things. At the end of the day, they use us, they do nonsense. Today, even the council, don't carry the school council, not the immigration, don't carry the matter go immigration. Because now international students no want to put their self for those kind of things again because they lost their money. Why want to deny this visa? If you borrow money, go do visa now, you are in debt. They go in this, don't have the ability to indebt you. At the end of the day, that's why they collect people money in school. That's why those schools they teach people money. They will tell you say pay £3,000, pay £2,000. Don't worry, when you come, you can complete it. Plan a first now. They deny your visa first. They'll tell you so they know they refund money. Sorry, we don't refund the school don't refund money. And we claim we are allies. We are allies. We claim we are one. We are a Commonwealth nation. We claim we were once under you people's control as a colonial masters. All our leaders are slave masters. All our leaders, they are all slave masters. Slave masters. Now they shout, let the pro breathe, but now what's this suffocate the pro to the die? Why? $5.41 trillion waiting. You call this one too much.
To carry the burden, to face the challenge, and keep me in good health, to be able to fulfill the dream and the aspiration of millions of our people. And that's a covenant that you have to really pursue. Other than that, why are you in politics? My own is not identity politics. It's not hunger. It's not poverty. But I followed a man who has the honesty, integrity, and the character, and the courage to say, Nigeria, we need to change. And change, we have to. Change our mindsets. Kill corruption in our society. Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
See, insecurity not be today start now. Now they use they cash out. Even that bandit where they bush now they use now they go they follow they share money from the kidnap ransom where they carry from us, where they loot from us. Or God take them easy. I know they join the soldier, nobody they join soldier. Waiting. You go say $5.41 trillion. You know how many countries that thing go buy? You want for Nigeria? You don't borrow. So that you cover up your spending and toss it is the largest budget so far in history. We give you hand. They gather money when you want to run election. Evil kill you. Our lay. Get out. Useless you. Tinubu, why you be like this? Tinubu, how you go talk say they go use 5.41 trillion. You not call the sign, but two of us and all of us know say $9, trillions of dollars. Now make you not call that sign because now shame to you for international leaders to hear say that kind of money. Now we Nigerians want to recruit some force men into various sector and departments in the police sector and in the military sector. Tinubu, how come? How much they take key community? How much they take key community, Tinubu? How come? Okay, now, who you want recruit into the military now? Because not me, I no go join. My neighbor no go join. Tinubu, now you can't open your smelly mouth. That's your mouth when you brush with the smell. Now you take and talk, say, our enemies can still become our friend. Say, may bandits and Boko Haram, ISIS and Hermes surrender.
Over 13,000 terrorists have been neutralized in the past year. But we also keep the door of surrender open. Over 124,000 fighters and dependents have laid down arms since 2023. Through Operation Safe Corridor, we turn our former enemies into citizens because every life saved is a victory for democracy. To bandits, kidnappers, and sponsors of terror, surrender or face the full force of the Nigerian state. These windows of surrender will not remain open forever. No mercy will be shown to those who trade in blood of Nigerians. At a time like this, let us not assign blames or point fingers. Crime has no ethnicity. We must stand united and be assured that the enemies of our nation shall soon be history. We will triumph over terror and continue to build a more prosperous nation.
So Tinubu, your plan be saying to use 5.41 trillion to recruit bandits and Boko Haram into the military system of Nigeria and the police sector. We are really infiltrated. We are surrounded. Now terrorists, they rule us. Tinubu, you be terrorist. You be terrorist leader. You be terrorist sponsor. So may the sponsors of Boko Haram, may the sponsors of bandits repent after the sharing of innocent blood. After they don't share the innocent blood finish, they should still come and repent. Tinubu, even Jesus Christ self no go accept that kind of soul. Yes. Because that is evil, that is wickedness, that is practical wickedness. How can you as a president say such thing? Instead of, wait first now. If you now thought say bandit and Boko Haram should repent and come and become our friend, then what is the need for you using $5.41 trillion to introduce insecurity, fighting security? Then what is the need? What is the need? Tinubu, we know some money where you define what to do election and they sponsor bandit. Now you define, now you look for. We know. Not if you say we don't know what they happen for this country. We know, but we will not keep quiet. Your wife talk that day, they lie for water, say they don't need Nigeria money to take do election. Say God already bless them. Tinubu, when you go people bank, go they illegally they withdraw money for their bank, saying a tax reform. Tinubu, that will not work for you. Now you don't empower bandits to the kidnap people, they demand for ransom, so that you will get your own share from the money where they go call for the ransom when you want to run election. Tinubu, now that you don't come up for that one, and you don't enter the national purse. Say they go withdraw 5.41 trillion dollars, not be naira, dollars. You not call the sign, but I know we know it's not dollar. Now shame no you call that dollar. If you get my call the dollar, say that dollars they go use, so that when you and your caucus, when the caucus men when they share the money finish, then the ones when I want to sponsor bandit and go give them the one you want use for election, you go see and use. Why you be like this? The go when you smoke, they worry your brain, because you to the look of things, you get lungs problem, you get lungs respiration problem, lungs problem, and that thing I go now smoking the cause am. Because you be drug baron. I know if it be say you not get where you still be drug baron. When say you not go to smoke igbo. Igbo they worry your brain. See what they talk. You they force yourself. They talk. People go face now. See now, lungs problem caused by smoking. Now they affect you for your old age. Now what you do for young age? The thing don't give you that problem now. Check how you do the cough. How smokers say the cough. They will cough like get TB. Now that thing they worry you so. That means they talk like the thing don't affect your entire your old age. That means when you talk, we work for you. When they play, when they force yourself, they talk. Even when you go UK, go read that speech for King Charles when they host you. See when they talk. When you sit down with Keir Starmer, Prime Minister of UK, see when they talk. When you sit down for this democracy day, so this morning, see when they talk. Several ones who I don't watch your statement, still they talk. They talk like girl. They talk from. Not like who get lungs, but you get lungs problem, respiratory problem, all your rib, all your lungs, smoking don't condemn. And if smoke, if you condemn all your ribs, all your lungs, all your respiratory system, what of your brain? Now I mean you think backwards, so you don't condemn your brain. Now bandits now you want recruit, because now bandits they don't recruit like this. And you go say you catch terrorists will come when they terrorize country, they kill people. You go say make they give them book where they will paper where they will read say they don't repent. Then you can't recruit them into the military system, the backbone of all nations, military system, the defense of all nations, military system. Then they'll come become police, they'll come become army, they'll come become soldiers, they'll come become navy, they'll come become air force, they'll come become marine force, they'll come become coast guard, they'll come become space force, they'll come become politicians. You do this one. So they empower them. They give the handwork. They go to learn tailoring. They go to learn this and that. Why you be like this? 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 So you want to use 5.41 trillion to recruit bandits enter Nigerian military system? Okay, all those names when you call, say people of honor, out of the 10 names, out of 10, 20, 30, but okay, out of 10 when you go call, we hardly hear another tribe for inside. Out of the 10 when you call, so 6 na Yoruba people. For instance, so 10 out of 10 when you call, for instance, so 6 na Yoruba, 3 na Hausa, 1%. Not even 1%, 1 na Igbo. So now only your people. No wonder they will terrorize this country. Now, so some days ago, was it not on Friday? Yeah, on Friday, you get where I go. I reached the place. They tell me say they catch bandits for that area. Now I say they catch bandits. Thank God, at least the better know say we are well secured. The part where pay me pass, where make me. So these people again what they did. They say they catch am, they see money for your hand, they see dagger for your hand, they see plenty phone for your hand. Now bush they take catch am. He come out from the bush, he dey wander around, he don't know where to go, he don't know the location, don't know the road, he wander around, he go back to the bush. So they call the local observers. When they wander around, he go come out from inside the bush, he go back to bush. So they call the observers, this person don't know road. Who this kind of person? The way everything dress like complete bandit way. Then they go hold am. So when you come, as they interrogate am, they say na really bandits. They call Hausa people come say, okay, speak Hausa, give am, he no hear. They call Fulani come, speak Fulani, give am, he no hear. This one says na even Niger, Hausa deny am. All the Hausa wey dey do Okada deny am. Niger, everybody deny am. When God pay me pass, like the part wey they call to say they call beat am, they call let am go. My brother, I no fit lie you. When me take sit down, I one leg in, one leg out, in case of incasity. First of all, I first go trace all the escape way. In case of incasity, I pass the escape. Because I no wan hear. Na gunshot. Na war. There is a difference between and because na gunshot. Na war. So me, first go create my own escape way first as an intelligent officer wey I be. Because any moment from now, as long you don catch one, prepare for invasion. They might come anytime to invade the place. Anytime they might come to invade that place. How you go catch one, you go let am go. And if person wey go gather information about a place, una catch am, una still beat am, una call let am go. Meaning you leave am make e go still the information wey don manage gather say na here we go pass enter, na here we go avoid. That place river dey we no fit cross, that place river dey canoe dey we fit cross, that place people dey stay that place. All the information wey you don gather for a memory, you go survive to go tell the leaders how they go take come invade the place. So make una dey prepare o. In less than some weeks, some days, some months, some years, they are coming to invade una. And to make matter worse, now I go ask them one question. I say the place where they invade last, where did they call that place? They say na Oyo State. Now I say okay, Oyo State. How far is Oyo State from here? They say it's not too far, but it's a little bit farther. Now I say okay, it's not too far, it's a little bit farther, right? Now I say yes. Now I say the distance of Oyo State to here. It's not far, it's a little bit farther, abi. Meaning say Oyo State and this state na neighboring state. They say yes. That's okay. If they invade Oyo State some weeks ago, then which state will come be the next for them to invade? Now there their sense got it correct. They know where I dey drive they go. Say now una be next. I not tell them like that oh. I don't use parable to tell them. If Oyo State and this state na neighboring states, then which state can be the next to invade? Now then they use their own sense to answer the question to their own self. Because me, I keep my mouth. I don't know why I think they talk so bad. They see they there. As I don't put one leg for us, I put one leg for inside. In case they create my escape way. If I don't hear call, I pass here. They concern me. No get sense. No get best one I will born. I not because if I want born, I'm gonna video them. No, they video those things. When they born them in private, because when they video those things, those children when they cast for the bush and they will take their head, they suffer them. They will kill them, they punish them the more because they kill their own for you, then they keep bandits from inside. But Mona make say anyone that cast no escape. If you not fit kill her, hand over and give you kill her. Like the era command, make the bullet or make the burn or die. But that kind of people. Whether kick, Tinubu say they go fit come repent. They come put them into military system. Tinubu will be bandits. Tinubu will be Boko Haram. Tinubu will be sponsor to them. Tinubu will be evil person. See your eloquent speech when they give that day, you come like say you dey very innocent. You could have say you can condemn me with your frog voice. You get frog voice. Igbo voice wey make you like frog voice. You can condemn me. You can criticize. Why they don't criticize you? It didn't work you. Why they don't condemn you? You can condemn me. You can criticize me. And you dey do bad thing and you know say you dey do bad thing. But you go dey form say you be innocent person. Evil do I evil kill you there? You the first innocent person, you do bad thing, because you know what you do. You can condemn me, you can criticize me. And you go to keep bandit, take John Nigeria Army with $5.41 trillion. Waiting! You got too much. Which way Nigeria wanna show us the way? If your papa they drive this country to the permanent side, or Sharina tell them make a jailbreak, all of us will come down. We know they follow him. If you want to go to the way of hell, well, make only him go. We know they follow him. Now by force to become president, must you be president? How can you be in power and be struggle to get power? How can you be in power and be struggle to get power? Oh God, come on! You don't go and join your ancestors. You know where it's supposed to belong. How can ancestors be ruling us? Now make we not get future. No one take time for this country because the one that they do, they get taxed.
Okay. Criticize me, disagree with me, but never stop believing in Nigeria.